Pals, in an unhinged act of curiosity last night, I made a spreadsheet of all the Democrats who voted not to impeach Trump and where their campaign funding comes from. Spoiler alert, it's AIPAC. Representative Al Green from Texas introduced an article of impeachment, a single article of impeachment based on the unconstitutional declaration of war on Iran, which violates our Constitution because Congress is the only branch that has the power to declare war. Now, this split the Democrats, right? Obviously, the Republicans were never going to go for this. 79 Democrats voted in favor to impeach the president. 128 Democrats did not. Now, the official party line is that we have bigger problems to worry about right now, like the one big beautiful bill, which they are voting on today. Other reporters have said that maybe a lot of the Democrats were fearing retaliation from this extremely authoritarian administration. The third reason is cowardice. And the fourth reason is greed. The fourth reason is always greed. You got to follow the money. So let's go to the sheet. Okay, this is every single Democrat in alphabetical order that does not think that Trump deserves to be impeached for violating the Constitution. And in that money column is how much they received in AIPAC campaign contributions this cycle. You'll see I've color-coded a few things here. Everything in red is anything that's above $200,000. Everything in orange is between $100,000 and $200,000. And everything in yellow is below $200,000. And then everything in white I felt like was a kind of like non-committal amount. So I sort of left them alone, but I am still kind of worried about some of those guys. And then the people who are blank, I genuinely do not know what the fuck is up with them. 101 of these 128 people have received significant campaign contributions from AIPAC. And I want to call your attention to this little number right here. That is the total amount of campaign contributions that AIPAC spent on all of these candidates, on all of these 101 candidates. Almost $18 million. Because they want to keep Donald Trump as the president. And you might be saying like, Kat, well, those contributions are kind of all over the place. What about the top people? What about the people who are really in the pocket of AIPAC? Don't worry, I made another sheet. Here are the top 22 people that are owned by AIPAC because they have received significant, as you can see, campaign contributions from them. I've also color-coded this one. Anything in red, they've received over 15% of their campaign fund from AIPAC. As you can see, Wesley Bell up here, wow, AIPAC really did not want Cori Bush to win that seat. She was right. She was right. Billionaires bought him that seat. He's also now on the Armed Services Committee, so that's super fun. George Latimer from New York also received over a third of his campaign contributions from AIPAC, and he is on the Foreign Affairs Committee. So that is so cool. I would also like for everybody to know that all of these top 10 people have some really interesting companies that are other notable donors, such as BlackRock, Apollo Global, Lockheed Martin, Blackstone, General Atomics, Bain Capital, Berkshire Partners. There's Deloitte, there's Apollo Global again, Palantir, so fun. So when you ask yourself, like, why wouldn't a Democrat want to remove a warmongering president? I think you can just go to the numbers and kind of get some really clear answers there. When most of your campaign contributions come from pro-Israel PACs, military-industrial complexes, and private equity firms, you are sincerely in the pocket of billionaires. You are just right on, you're so comfortable in there. We love that. I want to make a little comment about wine and spirits. So you'll see Southern Wine and Spirits here a couple of times. That belongs to Debbie Wasserman Schultz from Florida and Lois Frankel from Florida. Now, I don't know what's going on down there in Florida, but both of those women received significant campaign contributions from Southern Wine and Spirits and not defense contractors. So I don't know. Y'all are in the pocket of a pro-Israel PAC, but at least you're having a good time. I hope you're enjoying your rosé as you're toasting to genocide and siding with Republicans. Isn't that so fun and cool? Just so you guys know, all the people who had like 15% or more of their campaign covered by AIPAC, so many of them are on the Appropriations Committee, which I find super interesting. Kat, Why is the Appropriations Committee so interesting? I'm so glad you asked. The Appropriations Committee is the committee that controls the federal purse strings. They control how the money is spent. There are other committees that control like tax regulation, tariffs, that's like Ways and Means, right? But Appropriations controls federal spending. Do you know who used to be one of the chairs of the Appropriations Committee? That's right, Nancy Pelosi, okay? Are you understanding now? Are you getting it? All political power in this country is tied to wealth and greed. And that's because we are living in a disastrous experiment in capitalism and American exceptionalism and xenophobia and war hawking, and it's so gross. So while a lot of Democrats might feel like it might be like impossible to ever get this man out of the White House because they were such fucking cowards during the election, they're not even trying to impeach him. And I get that after like 2 failed attempts to do so, people would be like, well, I've heard that 3rd time's the charm, but actually all of my donors are calling me right now and being super duper happy about the war in Iran. So we're actually just going to go ahead and ignore that. I just want all of you to keep those names in mind. Okay. Love you. Bye.